I'm Sabrina Samuels, and welcome to my show, Upfront and Personal. It's my intention to deliver information that will help us maintain a quality lifestyle in all aspects of our lives. So let's get started. Welcome back to another edition of the Sabrina Samuels Show with me, Sabrina Samuels. Well, on this edition, I'm all dressed up and I am ready for the opera. When we come back, you'll meet the General Director of Opera Orlando, Vincent Connor, and he's going to tell us all the exciting things going on in opera. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Beckman Method. I'm Sabrina Samuels, and enhancing the lives of others has been my passion for over 35 years. Through interactive workshops and seminars, inspirational and motivational speaking, I help others to discover the hidden treasures, gifts, and talents within themselves. Take a look at our website and review our menu selection. Thank you. Welcome back. Once again, I'm Sabrina Samuels, and joining me is the Director of Opera Orlando, Mr. Vincent Connor. Sir, welcome to my show.
Hello, Sabrina. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God. You all look how handsome this man is. Oh my goodness gracious.
Making me blush already.
Oh, well, not only is he handsome, but he can sing, and hopefully he'll give us a little sneak preview of that toward the end of the show.
Happy to do so.
Thank you. Vincent, let's talk about Opera Orlando. Now, it used to be called Orlando Opera. Now it's Opera Orlando. What happened?
You got it. So, as the years progress, things change. And Orlando Opera did close during the recession in 2009. In 2010, we created a company called Florida Opera Theater. And now we rebranded and revitalized and invigorated the community with Opera Orlando.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Now, Opera Orlando, I understand you have so many exciting operas coming. Don Pasquale is one of them, and a litany of others. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. We have a really exciting season coming up. We are starting just next month, November 18th through 20th, with Don Pasquale, which is an opera buffa. Then we have Amal and the Night Visitors, which is a family Christmas opera at the Dr. Phillips Center in December, on December 17th. Then we have Don Giovanni coming up in March 24th through 26th.
Oh, yes, very good. Now, what made you want to come back to Orlando to start Opera Orlando? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I think during the recession in 2009, you had to close your doors. And you and Gabrielle Prizer revitalized the opera, and I love opera, so I'm so excited. But what happened? Tell us about that.
Sure. So as I was making my way through my personal career, I started as a singer, and then I transitioned to a stage director.
Okay.
And so sort of singing always goes through your veins. But now I'm focusing more on the business side, because I feel like it's really important for the operatic community to have advocates on the business side as well as the artistry side. The artistry side is very prevalent and booming, but the business side constantly needs help, and so I feel like that's where I'm being called to.
That's good, and speaking of business, that's what you have to do to really get the ball rolling here. Now, we all love opera in the community that I live in and all over Orlando, all over the world for that fact. But how do you get people to know that you are out there in terms of what to expect when they come to see one of your performances?
Sure, we are doing a lot of innovative things. We are really using social media as a new platform to sort of target a new audience and a younger audience.
Okay.
Opera Philadelphia is one of my companies that I look up to as a young general director, and they have really found a way to incorporate new marketing strategy to not only highlight what's going on with making their season great, but also generating a new audience, which donors and fundraisers just love, because it adds freshness, it adds vivacious energy.
Good. Let's talk about donors. Let's talk about fundraising, because I know this is very important for you all to really get things moving forward.
Sure, absolutely.
Eventually, everybody will know. You'll just call the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center and you'll find out what the itinerary is on both sides, whatever they're doing. But let's talk about fundraisers, because this is very important.
Absolutely. So fundraising strategy is, for any arts organization, probably the utmost of importance. So we are doing a big opera gala in May, which is very exciting. It's going to be at the Dr. Phillips Center, in the DeVos room. And we're going to use that as a way to sort of obtain corporate sponsors, bring in beautiful headliners, and really do live auction, silent auction, the whole 9 yards. So we're looking at as that for one of our main fundraisers. We also do sort of mini fundraisers throughout the year. So we have a big Valentine's Day gala here in Windermere, actually.
Good.
And we do lots of, we're doing lots of corporate strategies, as well as we're putting together a development packet for finding new donors, for just going and meeting people and building relationships.
Oh, yes. Now, you're speaking here of donors, and you're doing fundraisers. How can a person do a fundraiser with you? Say, for instance, there's an organization out there, they need to raise money, and you need to raise money. So how do you come together, please?
Sure. Well, we can always, it just starts with a conversation.
Okay.
We have to make sure that our missions align, and that we want to come together to do something specifically great.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, that sounds good. Now, Vincent, you are here, and you and Gabrielle. Let me tell you, what I saw, the tribute you made for the unfortunate situation we had here with the Pulse nightclub. What was the name of that concert? It was phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. It was called One Voice Orlando.
One Voice Orlando.
Right.
It was incredible. And ladies and gentlemen, you can go to their website actually and see this incredible concert that you put on. You had children, you had opera performers from all over. It was phenomenal. Now, were you able to raise money to help both sides?
Yes. So we did that benefit not for Opera Orlando, for the community. So we outlined 6 charities: Orlando Health, the Zebra Coalition, the Interfaith Council, the Holocaust Center, the GLBT Center, and Proyecto Somos Orlando, as organizations that we really wanted to honor and help, because they have done so much since the Pulse tragedy.
Oh yes, I tell you. Well, you put your heart and soul in it. And I could see that everyone on that stage performed just so beautifully.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to talk a little bit about you.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, not only is this young man handsome and can sing, and we'll get a sneak preview of that, but he has his doctorate. He has his doctorate degree, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Tell us.
Sure. So I went to the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and I've completed my coursework of my doctorate. Okay. And I grew up here in Orlando.
Okay, so you grew up in Orlando.
I did, yeah.
You left and you're back.
So okay. I was gone 12 years.
Okay.
And so music has always been important to me. And my mother actually owned a karaoke bar. Here in Orlando. It's called Big Daddy's Bar and Grill. She owned it for 20 years. Okay. And that's where I grew up singing.
And I call my husband Big Daddy. Are they still there?
They sure are.
Oh, we've got to go.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yes, okay.
So, my story is that, I did sports in high school, and I was also torn with music. I was like, which way do I want to go? And I ended up getting a music scholarship at Florida State University. Okay. So I was a Seminole, and then I went and got my master's degree at the University of Arizona, where I started to study directing as well as singing. And I was always drawn to the bigger picture of the business. I love to sing, but I felt that as a singer, I can only do so much. Yeah. And I feel like as a director, I could do a little bit more. And now I feel like as a general director, I can do a little bit more. And so, that's what I'm really interested in, is sustainability and productivity. Yeah.
Oh, this is wonderful. So you were able to take your career, and not only as a performer, but as a businessman as well.
Sure, and that's what I'm getting into now. When I look at my career, I've had so many wonderful highlights so far. I performed in young artist programs at many different opera companies. I've directed at many different opera companies. Last year, I made my television debut where I directed an episode of WGN's Manhattan, and I also performed on it as well. We actually lost one of the singers the day of the show, and so I had to step in and perform, which was really exciting too, because I was directing the television show. The television show that I did was called Manhattan, and it was based upon the Manhattan Project, and they were doing an episode based upon Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado, and so I directed all of the Mikado elements, and then last minute they asked me to go in geisha makeup and perform in it as well. So I had to learn the song and learn the dance myself, and it was a really wonderful experience.
And you did all of that on the spur of the moment.
Spur of the moment. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I had a day. To
well, that's the spur of the moment. Let me tell you, some people need months to prepare for something of that nature.
My contract was just to direct the opera stuff, and then I had to be in it too.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, I had the performing background, so the person that they tried to get last minute didn't have that, and so they asked me to do it instead.
Well, you know what? I love that because I'm in front and behind the scenes. So you have to know how to adjust. You have to know how to make it happen. You can't panic. You have to say, okay, I've got to make it happen. I'm going to do it. Speaking of on the spur of the moment, how about if you surprise us and just bless us with a brief preview of what the people can expect from Orlando Opera.
Opera Orlando, yes.
Opera
where
Orlando.
Opera comes first.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Where the city goes for opera. We have a few slogans.
Oh yeah, I love it. Well, I'm back in the day where I had the old name, but I've got it now. What? Opera Orlando.
You got it. Oh. Sure, I'll do a little tune for you.
I love it.
Toreador, garde, toreador, et songe bien, oui, songe combattant, que noi doit te régal, et que l'amour t'attend, toreador, l'amour t'attend, l'amour, toreador, l'amour t'attend.
Bravo! Oh my God! And you're sitting down, and no music, nothing. Oh my
Thanks.
goodness! Excellent.
You're very
Vincent.
sweet. I really want to tell you a little bit about Don Pasquale.
Let's talk about
Yes,
that.
so Don Pasquale is coming up here just a few short weeks.
Okay.
We start staging on November 2nd.
November 2nd, okay.
Yes, and this is an opera buffa, and it's a very funny comedic opera. And it's really wonderful because this show in particular has lots of different elements of the commedia dell'arte. So we have the ingenue, we have the romantic, we have the buffo, we have the character. So we have all of these different elements that really come together to create this really comedic masterpiece. And it's going to be so fun. There's going to be feathers flying, there's going to be set pieces falling over, there's going to be we have a chorus of 12 people. We're accompanied by the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yeah.
It's going to be a night to remember.
Well, I certainly hope I'm going to be there.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I got tickets for you already.
Good. November the
18th and 20th.
18th and 20th. And what's coming up after that?
So after that, then we have our Amal and the Night Visitors,
Okay.
which is a touring production around Central Florida,
Okay.
a Christmas opera.
Oh, wonderful.
And then our big climax is going to be at the Dr. Phillips Center as well.
Oh my goodness, we've got to get tickets. Call them immediately. We will put that information up right after we finish here. We'll put it, I'm so excited I can't talk. We'll put all that information up on how you can get your tickets, and we want you to support them, as well as call them if you'd like to do a fundraiser. We're just so excited.
We're always happy to partner, always.
Oh yes, Vincent, it has truly been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. More to come in a moment. Stay with us. Thank you for tuning in to the Sabrina Samuels Show with Vincent Connor and Opera Orlando. We do hope that you will contact them and support them in every way. You will not be disappointed. Until we meet again, remember to think positive thoughts. Know that you're a winner. Know that you will succeed with hard work and perseverance. And know that we're here for you. If you'd like any of my services, please go to my website, sabrinasamuels.com or thebeckmanmethod.com, and see what we're all about. So until next week, I wish you peace, love, happiness, and our divine Heavenly Father's order. You take care. Bye now.